Mother-in-law, I refuse to be a free maid. Neetu ji was talking to her daughter on the phone for the last 15 minutes. Sneha came to the room and placed the cup of tea on the table, but Neetu ji's words were not ending. Sneha came back to the kitchen and took her cup and sat outside on the sofa. Until a while ago, the mother-in-law was coming to the kitchen and happily telling what to make, but a question from Sneha turned everything upside down. And due to that one question, there was a lot of uproar and Neetu ji told Sneha a lot. Sneha showed him the mirror of truth today. But many times it happens that a person makes a mistake himself and does not even accept his mistake. The same was the case with Neetu ji. For the last 2 days, Neetu ji was explaining what to make, how much to make. After all, Neetu ji was the head of this house. His elder son Prakash, daughter-in-law Sneha, and their 2 children Sunay and Nidhi live in this house. The younger son Sachin lives with his wife Preeti and daughter Avni in this city just a short distance away on the pretext of his job. There is also a daughter Garima who is married and lives in this city with her in-laws. Now let's get to the real point. Tomorrow is Sheetla Ashtami. On this day, everyone eats cold food. For this reason, all the members of the house will eat cold food tomorrow, so the preparation of tomorrow's food had to be done today. Now yesterday's two-time meal, as well as today's meal, was a total of 3 meals. And there was not less variety in the food, but a lot of things were made. 2 types of vegetables, puri curd bad, salty, mathri, sweets, moongathal, gujia, 2 or 3 types of chutneys, etc. A day earlier, there was a furnace for dry goods. A lot of work had spread and Sneha was the only one to do it. The biggest thing is that the food will not be made only for these 5 people, but for the entire family of sister-in-law and brother-in-law. Brother-in-law and his wife has been married for 7 years, but never comes here to help on Sheetla Ashtami. She just comes here at the time of worship and rituals and makes her presence felt and leaves after eating and drinking. On the way, the evening meal is also packed and taken. The sister-in-law has also been married for 13 years, but Neetu ji's rule is that she definitely sends food to the daughter's house. For the entire family of the sister-in-law, both times food is packed from here. Therefore, sister-in-law Rani also does not have to struggle much on Sheetla Ashtami. She just makes bread rub and worships both mother-in-law and daughter-in-law the next day. Because he knows that the food will come from his parents. Neetu ji is left now. Yes, the kitchen does come to help. But there is a little age and a little bit of mother-in-law. That's why they help less and taunt more. And Sneha used to work quietly for the happiness of the family even after listening to everything. But this time Sneha's health was not good. He was complaining of migraine every day. Even yesterday the furnace was operational. But yesterday Sneha got a migraine problem, due to which nothing much could be done. Some dry stuff had been made. But there was still a lot of dry stuff left. All the work had to be completed today. Because the goods had to be packed and go to the sister-in-law's house. In the morning, when the sister-in-law got a call, she said to Sneha, "Sister-in-law, what did you make for Ashtami? I am having a lot of headaches. I also took migraine medicine last night. There is still a problem today. I don't understand how I can make it. If you had come, I would have helped." Sneha also said in flat words, "Oh my God! What will my in-laws say if I come to help you? It's better to call your little sister-in-law." Saying this, the sister-in-law immediately put the phone down. Sneha felt very bad after listening to him. Yet he courageously said to Neetu ji, "Mom, I'm not feeling well. I can't cook so many people alone. You tell Preeti. If he comes, he'll get some help. Hearing this, Neetu ji said, so what kind of food do you cook alone? I am also helping you. You also asked my daughter to help. I wasn't even a little ashamed. What will her in-laws think? Sneha was surprised to hear Neetu ji's words. Today, for the first time, I asked my sister-in-law what to ask for help, so soon I called my mother. But he still said, Mom, that's all later. Call Preeti now. Why should I call? You do it yourself. The younger sister-in-law and brother-in-law are not happy with you. You are the eldest daughter-in-law of the house. If you make it for them once a year, it doesn't matter. The mother-in-law also sat down on the sofa. After all, Sneha called her brother-in-law's wife Preeti and deliberately put the phone on the speaker. It would have been nice if you had come today. I would have been a little helped. I'm having a lot of headaches. I may not be able to cook food for so many people. If you had called earlier, I would have come. Right now I have come to my parents' house. My mother's health is a little bad here. He also put the phone down. Because she knew that somehow her mother-in-law would cook food from Mother Sneha. When Sneha looked at her mother-in-law, she taunted Sneha and said, His mother is unwell, so she didn't come. Otherwise, he is not a thief like you. Oh, my little daughter-in-law is a mine of qualities. Sneha was very upset about Neetu ji's talk, so she simultaneously called Preeti's mother and put her phone on the speaker. When her mother picked up the phone from there, Sneha said, Hello auntie, how are you? Son, I'm fine. Tomorrow is Sheetla Ashtami, so I am preparing for it. Good. Can you get me to talk to Preeti? I had some important work to do. Son, where is Preeti here? Tomorrow Shitalashtami is also in your house, so how much work do you have to do? I know. My daughter is very hard-working anyway. How good food is cooked every year. Last year I ate a meal of his hand. I just make a request, son. You are also like my daughter. Please help my daughter a little too. How would she do so much alone? Anyway, how strict is your mother's nature? It doesn't matter, I'm not. She will just come. Let's do our job. Sneha looked at her mother-in-law as soon as she kept the phone. Neetu ji could not even meet her eyes. Finally, Sneha said, Sorry mom, you tell me to things for your little ones. Your little kids are using us. Now understand it. I'm not going to cook for them anymore. I will make whatever I can for my family. Apart from this, I will not touch anything. Tell them to make arrangements for their own food. Oh my God. Leave that useless daughter-in-law. They lie so much about me. But I have been sending food to my daughters-in-laws for so many years. If I don't send it this time, what will her in-laws think? Look, Mummy, if you want to send something to sister-in-law Rani's house, then you buy dry goods from the market and send it. I can't cook so many people anymore. I am also a human being. These people considered me a free maid. They should have thought of going a little further and helping themselves. Well, leave it. I don't expect anything from anyone. Now I refuse to be a free maid. And I won't say anything to them. You'll call them and tell them. When the mother-in-law saw that now Sneha has also made up her mind that she does not have to bow down in front of anyone anymore. And if he is not wrong, then he started calling his daughter and son on his own. Well, the mother-in-law came to the hall a little later and sat on the sofa near Sneha and said, "Do one thing, you can bake the bread. I make sweet rice and rub. If anyone else has to eat something, they will buy it from the market. I told them to make their own arrangements. And if it is a matter of dignity, we will buy dry goods from the market and send them to her house." Saying this, the mother-in-law walked into the kitchen and Sneha also congratulated herself. After all, he stopped himself from being used.